June 5th, 2024, Planning and Zoning Board meeting.
Coffee.
Here.
McFarland.
Here.
Shoemaker.
Here.
Schrock.
Here.
Kellogg.
Here.
And Brett Gallion is out of town.
Is there any questions on the notes from last week?
We addressed the one letter from Peg Bevington, or that she had been contacted, but we didn't address the one, the fair letter, or does that have to be in there? Remember, had she written something?
She did write something.
So does that have to be
We
acknowledged?
can add it in there.
So just acknowledge
Yeah,
that we received the
that
letter.
we received that letter from
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
That's good.
okay. I didn't want her to think that we, somebody think we didn't receive it.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's
even though we
good.
acknowledged it.
that's good.
Okay.
I will approve the minutes with Andrea's change. I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll say.
Coffee.
Aye.
McFarland.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Yes.
Schrock.
Aye.
And Shoemaker.
Aye.
All right, we got one variance request. JH Company, JJ Hawksworth's here. They've got a freight container, look on their site plan, that was sent, sitting in the back corner, the blue square on the drawing. It's within the setback requirements, so there's a variance request for the side and rear setbacks, 12 foot on the side, 3 foot on the rear, and then also the use of the structure itself. As you know, we've changed that ordinance to those freight containers have to be approved by you guys. So, sent out surrounding property owner letters. We've got two back. You've got copies of both of them. One from Nick Mullet, who's here, and then Barnhart sent one saying that they have no objection to the location of the shipping container on the property at 815 South Washington. Didn't hear anything from any of the other people that were notified.
Open it for discussion.
I have a couple questions for you. For you, yeah.
Yeah.
Our ordinance requires it to be painted and roofed to look like a storage unit, and you did not do that.
I didn't even know you couldn't have one.
No roof.
So you're-
I mean,
Don't have the roof.
okay, but it needs to be painted.
Well, it's
Right.
right.
No.
What color you want it?
Huh.
What color would you like to have it?
Well, you can still see the numbers on it. It's not supposed to look like a shipping container. It's supposed to look like a storage unit.
Okay. Well, I didn't know anything
That's
about
right.
the ordinance or the shipping container or any of that.
Now,
What's that?
I think you do, because you've dealt with the village before on some things. And you know there's an ordinance on planning an extra building on property. And you know that you should have some kind of a variance or at least a request to put that in there. I just don't see that you, when was it put in?
Yeah, that's
When
what I
was it
want to
put
know,
in?
when it was put in.
Month, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Oh, no, it's been longer than that.
Oh, okay. When did I have issues with the village and the ordinances?
Oh, it's been a while back, that there's been
Well,
things.
when?
You know the ordinances, because you've been in here before.
No, this is the first time I've ever been in here. I've never been in this, I don't know, I've never been in here.
Okay, on this thing, it says, what are you storing in it now? Is it a storage unit?
It'd be, yes, it's shipments coming in from overseas, and that's coming in on a container. And it
Okay,
goes right into there.
now, in looking at the container, are the doors, there are doors all the way down along the side of that that open
Yes.
up. So if we give you a variance, when somebody's servicing that door and opening it up and putting stuff in there, they're not gonna be on your property, they're gonna be on somebody else's property.
No, it'll be on mine. My property.
If we,
You want me to show you on the picture there?
I can see the picture, but I'm saying if you open the doors up to service that and get back to it, how are you gonna get things back in there?
It's on my property. They're on the right if you're looking at the property from the street. The doors are on the right-hand side, all the way.
So it's facing the gray roof. The doors are facing the gray roof, is that what you're saying?
The doors are facing the barn.
Facing the barn?
Yes.
Correct, okay.
Yes.
So you're telling me you don't remember the date or the time of day that you put it in there?
No.
Can you get that information for me? You have no way of knowing.
I can get it for you.
Well, I'd like to know that, because let me ask you some questions. So your reason for appeal, there's an explanation point there, and it says, the setback required are almost impossible to meet.
Yes.
So you're saying you didn't know there was an ordinance, but you're already saying that you know it was, so you're already saying this, it's impossible to meet that.
No, because Nate sent me a letter. I didn't
Okay,
know anything
okay, so
about
once
it.
you were talked to, then your
Right,
response
then
is
right.
that it's impossible to meet.
Years and years and years and years and years ago, at one point in time, I heard something about no shipping containers residential. And I mean, this is probably 20 years, I don't know, maybe. But no one knew that that was in effect for, or I didn't know, for businesses. And for portable sheds and stuff. We didn't know, or I didn't. I keep on saying we, because I talked to some other people and they weren't aware of it either. But we just didn't know that it applied to businesses.
I keep hearing, we didn't know, I didn't know, I'm not sure. That's the reason why you need to come to the village to find this information out before you go and put a storage container in the platform for it in.
No, okay, I had no idea that that wasn't even an issue, or would it become an issue. I didn't,
Is this structure stationary now? Is it mounted to the ground? I know there's a platform underneath it, but is
it's
it?
just sitting there.
And what's inside it? What's inside the shipping container?
Right now, cigarette tubes.
What?
Tubes. They're cigarette tubes.
Cigarette tubes. And is there such an influx now that there's gonna be so many of them that they can no longer be put in your store?
Yes,
Because there's such a demand for them?
yes.
So are they being brought into your store? You're selling them so quick that they're being brought into the store, or they're not being sold out of the shipping container?
No, not shit, they come in the store.
But there's that
And-
much of a demand for these?
Yeah, and there's, with the middle guy,
With what?
the middle guy, the wholesaler,
Okay.
if I can get them shipped overseas to me, then I can get rid of that middle guy or person, and they run out all the time, so therefore I run out. So if I can bypass them, and they come right to me, and hopefully I don't run out, so therefore I can sell more.
Yeah, that's what this says. It says retail. It doesn't say anything about storage.
No.
And this is, you know, so in other words, it's gonna be a business type thing. Instead of a storage unit.
No, that's for the property,
The property's,
Okay.
the retail property.
Use of property.
no, not gonna be sold in or out of that container.
Your timing was just very strange because we were discussing shipping containers in council for three different council meetings, and it was during that time that yours showed up. So you can
And
you
I
can completely
And I
understand.
didn't even know
that we
till-
were
and
like-
Nate said something, and there was one put up here on this, didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So it's just on the ground, there's no leveling pad or anything underneath of it, it's just sitting on the ground?
No, it's sitting on gravel and asphalt. Yeah, I put an asphalt pad in to set on, so it'd be level.
So this was planned well before the storage container?
Yes, it was planned probably around, I think we started working on January, February, talking about doing this, I think.
No time, it never crossed your mind to, hey, I might want to check with the village on this first?
No, because it's a portable building. I didn't think portable building being in business, I didn't think the shipping container mattered, because you know, you have semi-trailers that sit around. I've seen them sit around at Walmart, shipping containers.
Not very long. When those shipping containers are down there, that stuff gets brought in when it's seasonal. So when they have their Christmas stuff comes in, and then they get moved out, so those aren't there very long.
Okay. They use them for,
They'll bring in their Christmas stuff, and then they gotta make room to get all that stuff in, and then those shipping containers go. If it's, that's usually when I see it. It's around the holiday time.
Yeah, holiday layaway and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing. I've seen them down there. There's probably some there right now. I don't know.
No, I don't think there is.
Wasn't there a discussion one time about when you blacktopped your parking lot? Wasn't there a discussion with the village about right of way and so on and so forth there?
That wasn't my property then. I was never in here.
Okay.
No, never. Well, I was in here to talk to somebody else, but never at a meeting. And I think that got done over 20 years ago or so, I'm not sure.
Anything else, Dave? Anybody have anything else? Make a motion to vote?
Are we voting for two different, are we
Yeah,
making
what are
a
we
motion
voting
for
on
two
here?
different things? Do we need the variance and the shipping container, or
Yeah.
together?
I mean, I would do it as one,
As
since
one.
it's all
As one.
tied together. I mean, if you approve one and deny the other, they're both denied.
So they're just together.
I would just,
Make a motion to
Well,
vote.
wait a minute, what requirements are we gonna have on the shipping container to bring it up to
So-
code?
according to the ordinance, it has to be cited or painted to fully cover any previous shipping or manufacturer numbers and names, logos, etc. If set on a leveling pad or blocking, it has to have suitable skirting placed on any visible opening between the container and the adjacent ground. And then the planning and zoning board has to approve
After he does those
said
things.
structure.
And these are considered a structure and should be taxable, right? Should go to tax.
I don't know.
I would
I
think.
don't know how the county treats them.
Well, if it's a building, it should be taxable.
I don't know. That's county auditor. I
Okay.
don't know.
Has, the skirting hasn't been put on yet,
Right.
it
and the
hasn't
stuff hasn't been
painted.
painted.
So I'm inclined to say no,
Me
because
too.
it's not in compliance right now.
Did you tell him that he needed to do those things? Why have they not been done yet?
Well, there's no skirting to be put on. It sits flat on the ground.
Do you understand, though, you were told you have to do something for that to be acceptable, and then you're saying you don't have to do it?
Well, I wasn't gonna do anything. If you guys tell me to move it, I'll get it out of there. Why paint it or everything? It only has a couple numbers on it. There's numbers, dimension. It's a brand new container. And it has a one shipping number on it. I think it's a shipping number.
Do you understand you've come in front of us to ask us, basically, for, in my opinion, and this is, you've done something, and you've pled ignorance of the law or the ordinance, and so that's fine, but then you're asking for mercy, you're asking for us to approve something, and then you're being told, well, this is what you need to do, and you're basically saying, well, I don't have to do that, and if I have to do that, then I'm just gonna move the thing. So why would I,
No, that's not what I said.
so say again to me why you didn't put the skirting on
Because
yet?
well, it don't require skirting. It's flat on the ground. So there is no, am I correct in that? There's nowhere to put skirting.
If there's any part of it if there's any gap between the bottom of the unit and whatever it's sitting on, that needs to be covered.
This container is sitting flat on the ground. So there's nowhere to put it. It's not like a mobile home.
Well, I understand that.
Okay, now the numbers, if you require me to move it, then it'll just be moved. If you require me to leave it there, then I'll just go get rid of those numbers. It'd be real easy. Because it's not painted or anything, it's just a few numbers. because it'd be real easy to get rid of. I could have that done by, I suppose I could do it tomorrow, but.
Well, I think what Andrea is trying to say is, you knew you had to do that before you came in here.
See, I would have done, if I'm going into a people and I'm wanting them to see that I'm willing to do anything I can because it's that important to my business. It's that important that I get this stuff. I'm willing to do, but you're, if I'm not gonna get rid of it, I mean,
No, because it can still be used as a legit shipping container. I don't wanna think of the numbers, it can still be used.
I don't think anybody's questioning if it can be used as a legit shipping container. The issue is that it was put in without going through the proper procedure and way of doing things. Coming before the board, going to the village prior to any of this would have alleviated the issue.
Well, I didn't know that, I didn't know there were any problems with
I
that.
know, and
Yeah.
you've
And
made
I've
that,
seen
you've
them
made that
already.
clear, and that's not an excuse. It's, you know, I would like to fence in my yard, but if I go by the, you know, letter of the law, I'm gonna lose my yard, so there's no point putting a fence in. I'm not spending the money to put a fence in and then have the village tell me I have to take it out, because I didn't take simple steps.
I mean-
to who I need to go to.
if somebody, right now, we've got somebody trying to renovate a building in downtown and didn't do things right, and the state came in and shut that down. Because they didn't get the proper permits, they didn't get the proper things. Didn't know I had to have them, but didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm,
Yeah, the numbers on there can be gone, that's not well, I didn't think that was a big deal, but.
but so it doesn't matter what, you don't think something's a big deal. You don't think something should, so even when you say that you didn't know you don't think you should have, not a big deal, shouldn't
No,
have to
I didn't
do.
say, I didn't think I should have to, I said, I didn't think that, it's not a big deal to get rid of those numbers. It
Then
can be
why
done.
didn't you do it already?
Alright, because I could get rid of that shipping container, if it's not allowed to be in there, I'll get rid of it as is. Because it's already got numbers on it, it can still be used. Once I take all the numbers and stuff off, then I don't know that it can be used. I mean, it can still be loaded on a train, it can still be loaded on a ship. with
Are you
the
gonna
numbers
load
in
it on a train or a ship?
I don't plan on it, but I could get rid of it and that could happen.
So how
I don't
serious,
think- that's how I thought it.
how serious are you about, I want businesses to be successful. So if this is something that this is so important that you can have a product that you've got your business, that these people, but if I can, I'll just get rid of this thing and put it on. I mean, I'm confused as to the importance of this shipping container. How important is it to your business?
Well, it's pretty important.
But you're willing to sell it if you can't have, yeah, I'll just.
So what would you suggest I do with it? I don't know what I would do with it if I couldn't use it. I mean, it was boxed full there.
You could have if you do if you would have come in here and you would have said, I took this very serious. I respect this people and I really want to show that my intent, that I really respect what I have to do. I didn't know, and I've got it painted, I've done everything, but that's not what you came in here and did.
I am sorry, I don't keep up with all the rules and regulations.
Ignorance of not knowing the things
The
doesn't
last time
stop.
I heard the rules was many years ago when no residential could have. It didn't cover, as far as I know, it didn't cover, at least the radio didn't say that.
But
And it's
you don't listen to so you already kind of knew, though, there'd been discussions and there's been things, and you're a business owner and you own businesses in town, so you know that there's things you have to get, so you have to, kind of, Nate or whatever, so you might have thought about of looking into it.
If I wanted to put a fence up, yes, because I knew there was a thing about fences.
Well, you knew there was a thing about you said 20 years ago there's started being discussion about cargo.
It wasn't on, here, because businesses have containers, they get shipments in, they take shipments out.
We discussed this already, they don't sit there long. They move out once the stuff's gone. It's a shipping container, once their stuff's taken out, it's moved out of Walmart. I don't know where else you've seen them, but they don't stay at Walmart very long. So we're beating a dead horse here. I have not seen any other business that has the shipping containers in town.
Well, as far as I know, there was a couple, but,
Where?
I think D&M Rock has some, I think, they don't have any?
No.
They don't?
No, because shipping containers have not been allowed in the village no matter where. We just passed an ordinance in March.
Well, if that's what the rock place is called up there at the P&Z Rock, they have them, so they're there, No, there's a trail, and it's like a semi-trailer. So,
Semi-trailer is movable easily. You don't, nobody builds up an area for a semi-trailer to just sit forever.
well,
What are the setback rules for the adjacent properties? The actual feet or whatever?
15 feet and 15 feet on the side and 10 feet on the rear.
Okay. So we've heard from Barnhart's, we've heard from Nick, we haven't heard anything from the bowling alley.
And it's really close. I mean, I wanted to talk to them, but they're closed this week, so I went down there. And they were closed from June 3rd through June 7th.
Well, I'll make a motion that we remove the container. If it's necessary for a business to have a storage area there, and I'm saying a storage area, not a, it could be another trailer, but it has to be set properly within the boundaries. But I think the present one needs to be removed and apply for, if you want a trailer in there, if you want storage in there, then reapply and make it fit the dimensions it needs to be.
well, if I just bring a trailer around, I'm good to go then.
If it meets the requirements, yes.
Okay?
I think, that's up to Nate. Nate has to make the decision on the final, but it has to be in the setback area. It has to be painted, it has to meet the code, before it could be accepted.
It has to be approved.
Yeah,
for-
approved.
It has to be, it'll have to come back to this board.
Well, not a trailer doesn't, though. You said a trailer, so I can set a trailer in there.
Not a permanent trailer, not a permanent trailer,
Yeah,
no.
as long as it's on wheels and can be moved, I guess.
I will second your motion.
So just for clarity, he can't take the one he has and meet the setback requirements? Is that what you're saying?
The one he has, setback under requirements.
If
I don't-
he moves the one that's there within the setback requirements,
I still have a problem with that thing opening up on the side and how you're gonna have access to it.
it opens onto his property.
Okay.
Are there doors on the,
And
Be on the south side.
no, the east? There's,
No,
It faces the barn, I went and looked at it.
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Which would be
there's doors on the
doors
west,
face 83
and then
and doors
south.
face the
South.
barn.
But there's nothing on the east.
No.
And there's no door back there. Does the bowling alley have any door that they need to get out of back there? Because I was gonna go look at that when
So, I don't,
there's no exit door that somebody would have to get. I didn't end up walking back in there when I went to go talk to him. I was gonna,
can't think of one if there is.
No, there's no door back there.
So I think what we're saying is we deny where it is right now and it's not in compliance with our ordinance. If it were to be moved and painted to comply with the ordinance,
That's
then
what
he
I'm
brings it back to this board. Is that what we're saying?
I guess, yeah.
Well, why don't I just get it painted out?
You'll have to move it to make it the correct footage and paint it, and then you can bring it back.
So I can't get the variance.
We're not giving you the variance right now.
No, I mean, when it's painted. I can't bring it back, because now you guys just told me, so I need the variance before I bring it back.
You need to get the variance before it's put in there to begin with.
that's what most people do is
Well,
they,
that she said bring it back and then get the variance. That's what I mean, I can't bring it back and then get the variance, because now you guys have told me that it's not allowed there. Now I know.
But if you move it, you don't need a variance.
Well, if I bring it back, yes. To reapply to reapply.
If you move it to where you don't need a variance and you paint it, then you don't need a variance. All you would need is approval of the container.
Right.
But I don't know that there's a place I can put it that wouldn't require a variance. Because of the size of the lot, I mean, I can't put it in the drive around, because you can't get customers through. I can't put it up to the barn, because there are doors. I can't put it on the other side of the barn, because now it'll be too close to the property on, the south side. And no, as far as I'm aware of, I talked to the bowling alley and Barnhart's, don't have a problem with this sitting there. Now, Ken was gonna come up and talk to somebody, he went on vacation. I don't know if he come up and talk to anybody or not. But he was gonna come up and speak with you guys and tell me, because he said, I didn't even know it was there. It was fine with them.
I think that if you had shown us that you actually cared about the ordinance and wanted to do the right thing, you would have done it before you came here. And that's what we're all upset about, is because you were like, well, the hell with it. This is what I think, so this is the way it is.
Oh, that's not.
That's what we are getting from you.
That's
what I got.
Yes.
That's what we are getting from you. That you were like, I didn't know, but you knew it needed to be painted. Nate told you that.
And let me just say this, because, you know, I don't want people being able to do this. This is a message that gets sent to people that do things before I didn't know you had to get a permit for a sign, or you had to get permit. I want this to stop. So this is where it's, I'm new on here. So this is starting with, I'm not gonna, there's a message gonna be sent.
Well, I'm old on this.
Yeah, you're old. You're old and
And I
new.
want to tell you, this has happened so many times,
Yeah.
that they bring things to the board
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah.
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 I agree.
And the board has been pretty lenient as far as letting it go.
Right.
So if the board wants to make a decision, now's the time, because
Yeah.
we've got a new ordinance for the containers.
Yeah,
Right.
this,
And
this,
That's
this is
right.
a
brand
good
new.
example of.
Yep.
Okay, you went ahead and put it in there, you're in the business, you have a business in town, you ought to know all the rules, and I know you talk to the rest of the business people around town. You should know that you can't just go ahead and put it in there.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I talked to the two people, and they didn't know. One of them was Barnhart's, and one of them was Ken. Barnhart's had no idea. He said, well, yeah, sure, allowed having it. It's a portable building.
Did Barnhart's get a permit for the building that they put behind their hot place?
I had no idea.
Well, see, they put one in there, they've got a shed in behind their place. And I know they had to have a permit for that. And, so, you know, that's the way it goes.
I'm the same thing. I'm new to this board, but she's absolutely right. This is the stuff that needs to stop. It needs
Yeah.
to end
Yep.
now.
And it's
I
a
think it's
message that
time.
gets sent.
People just can't do whatever they feel like doing and then come plead ignorance
Yep.
after it's already done. My suggestion is that this container be removed. Once you figure out where you can put one without needing a variance, come back to the board and get approval that way. But I don't think it should stay there, and I don't think just simply painting it and moving it somewhere is good. I think it needs to be out of there, and if he wants to put one in, he has to come back and do it the right way.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
McFarland,
Aye.
Schrock,
Aye.
Hoppy,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Sorry, give me a minute here.
That's okay.
Okay, well, that's the decision of the board. There's really nothing else to discuss unless you want to put a time frame on the removal.
I think we need to put a time frame on removal.
What do you guys think?
Have we ever been in this situation before where somebody didn't, you know, they got denied something and they had to move something? I mean, he said he can sell it, get it on a train, or, I mean, I don't know how quick that can,
I can't think of anything.
On it before the end of the month? Or you wanna go that long?
2 weeks too soon?
2 weeks?
14 days?
how quick can you get that removed
2
from there
weeks.
reasonably? 2 weeks?
14 days?
So that'd be the
Fifth.
night, today's the 5th, so was it the 19th? And I guess we'll make it clear out there as we can that people need to understand whether it's a business or, you know, they have to, you know,
Go through the proper
Yeah.
channels. Do we need a motion for
Can I
the
just say
14
that,
days?
can I request to make the 21st, that's the Friday of that week.
oh, okay.
Gotta give-
So you want to do that Monday?
2 full business weeks.
Sure.
Is that
That's
fair?
fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was gonna ask
Do
you
you
what
need a
fall.
motion for that, Nate?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
McFarland,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Coffee,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Straw.
Aye.
Okay. That's all we had. Oh, I'm sorry, one other, I'll just mention quickly, obviously you saw Dave Kreider step down from the board. Last council meeting,
Yeah, last council meeting.
just shortly before then, he came in and talked to me and had some other commitments come up and didn't have time to commit to this anymore, so we do have a vacancy on the board.
Does
If you
anybody
have
put
any
in yet?
ideas,
Haven't heard anything yet from anybody.
Nobody's jumping, take it off.
No, not sure why. That's all we have.
All right,
Anybody have anything else? Need a motion to adjourn?
make a
So
motion.
moved.
Second.
Schrock. Or,
Aye.
yeah, Kellogg,
Aye.
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
McFarland, and Hoffey.
aye.
All right, we're adjourned.